This is a timeline of Philippine history, comprising important legal and territorial changes in political events in the Philippines and their predecessor states. To read about the background to these events, see History of the Philippines. See also the list of presidents of the Philippines. 10th century, Kingdom of Tondo. Tondo was a fortified kingdom which was located in the Manila Bay area, specifically north of the Pasig River, on Luzon Island. It is one of the settlements mentioned by the Philippines' earliest historical record, the Laguna Copperplate inscription. Originally an Indianized kingdom in the 10th century, Tondo built upon and capitalized on being central to the long-existing ancient regional trading routes throughout the archipelago to include among others, initiating diplomatic and commercial ties with China during the Ming dynasty. Thus it became an established force in trade throughout Southeast Asia and East Asia. Tondo's regional prominence further culminated during the period of its associated trade and alliance with Brunei's Sultan Bolkiah, when around 1500 its peak age as a thalassocratic force in the northern archipelago was realized. When the Spanish first arrived in Tondo in 1570 and defeated the local rulers in the Manila Bay area in 1591, Tondo came under the administration of Manila, ending its existence as an independent state. This subjugated Tondo continues to exist today as a district of the city of Manila. 11th century, Kingdom of Butuan. The Kingdom of Butuan, Tagalog, Kahariang Butuan, was an ancient Indianized kingdom in pre-colonial southern Philippines centered on the present Mindanao island city of Butuan. It was known for its mining of gold, its gold products and its extensive trade network across the Nuzantaran area. The kingdom had trading relationships with the ancient civilizations of Japan, China, India, Indonesia, Persia, Cambodia and areas now comprised in Thailand. The balangay that have been found along the east and west banks of the Libertad River, Old Egusan River, have revealed much about Butuan's history. As a result, Butuan is considered to have been a major trading port in the Caraga region during the pre-colonial era. 12th century, Kingdom of Namayan. The ancient Kingdom of Namayan was one of three major kingdoms that dominated the banks of the Pasig River and the coast of Laguna de Bay in the Philippines prior to the Spanish conquest in the 16th century. Namayan is said to be the oldest of the three kingdoms, predating the kingdoms of Tondo and Manila. Formed by a confederation of barangays, it is said to have achieved its peak in 1175. 13th century, Arab people. Arab people, also known as Arabs, are a Pan ethnicity primarily living in the Arab world, which is located in Western Asia and North Africa. They are identified as such on one or more of genealogical, linguistic, or cultural grounds, with tribal affiliations, and intra-tribal relationships playing an important part of Arab identity. The word Arab has had several different, but overlapping, meanings over the centuries. In addition to including all Arabized people of the world, it has also at times been used exclusively for Bedouin. It is sometimes used that way colloquially even today in some places. Townspeople once were sometimes called sons of the Arabs. As in the case of other ethnicities or nations, people identify themselves as Arabs to varying degrees. This may not be one's primary identity, and whether it is emphasized may depend upon one's audience. If the diverse Arab pan-ethnicity is regarded as a single ethnic group, then it constitutes one of the world's largest after Han Chinese. Islam. Islam is a monotheistic and Abrahamic religion articulated by the Quran, a book considered by its adherents to be the verbatim word of God and by the teachings and normative example of Muhammad, considered by them to be the last prophet of God. An adherent of Islam is called a Muslim. Muslims believe that God is one and incomparable and the purpose of existence is to love and serve God. Muslims also believe that Islam is the complete and universal version of a primordial faith that was revealed at many times and places before, including through Abraham, Moses and Jesus, whom they consider prophets. They maintain that the previous messages and revelations have been partially misinterpreted or altered over time, but consider the Arabic Quran to be both the unaltered and the final revelation of God. Religious concepts and practices include the 5 pillars of Islam, which are basic concepts and obligatory acts of worship, and following Islamic law, which touches on virtually every aspect of life and society, providing guidance on multifarious topics from banking and welfare, to warfare and the environment. Most Muslims are of two denominations, Sunni, or Shia. About 13% of Muslims live in Indonesia, the largest Muslim majority country, 25% in South Asia, 20% in the Middle East, 10, and 15% in sub-Saharan Africa. 11. Sizable minorities are also found in Europe, China, Russia, and the Americas. Converts and immigrant communities are found in almost every part of the world. With about 1.57 billion followers or 23% of Earth's population, Islam is the second largest religion and one of the fastest growing religions in the world. Sulu. Sulu is an autonomous island province of the Philippines located in the autonomous region in Muslim Mindanao. Its capital is Jolo and occupies the middle group of islands of the Sulu archipelago, between Basilan and Tawi-Tawi. 14th century, Makhdum Karam. Makhdum Karam was a 14th century Arab trader who brought Islam to the Philippines, in 1380. He established a mosque in Sulu, known as Sheikh Karim al-Muqdam Mosque, which is the oldest mosque in the country. This biographical article about a person notable in connection with Islam is a stub. This biographical article about a Filipino religious figure is a stub. 15th century, Sultanate of Sulu. The Sultanate of Sulu Darul Islam, Note 1, was an Islamic Taziji, Note 2, state that ruled over many of the islands of the Sulu Sea, in the southern Philippines and certain portions of present-day Sabah, specifically northwest coast and extending along the whole east coast as far as the Cebuco River in the south and comprising amongst others the states of Puitan, Sugat, Bangar, Labuk, Sandakan, Kinabatangan, Mamayang, and all the other territories and states to the southward thereof bordering on Davao Bay and as far as the Cebuco River with all the islands within 3 marine leagues of the coast. 2. The Sultanate was founded in 1457, Note 3, by a Johor-born Arab explorer and religious scholar Sayyid Abu Bakr Abiran, Note 4, after he settled in Banua Buonsawama, Sulu. After the marriage of Abu Bakr and local Dang Dang Parami Sulai, he founded the Sultanate and assumed the title Paduka Mahaseri Maulana al-Sultan Sharif al-Hashim. The Sultanate's temporal power was relinquished in March 1915 after American commanders negotiated with Sultan Jamal al-Kiram on behalf of then-Governor General Francis Burton Harrison. An agreement was subsequently signed and was called as the Carpenter Agreement. By this agreement, the Sultan relinquished all temporal power over territory within the Philippines, but retained his rights of sovereignty over the territory of North Borneo and his religious authority as titular head of the Islamic Church in Sulu. 16th century, 17th century, 18th century, 19th century, 20th century, 21st century, references. Detailed timeline.